Even as video games become bigger and more expansive, especially with next-gen consoles on the way, the open-world genre continues to intrigue us. It could be nuanced, never-before-seen mechanics and established franchises, gorgeous aesthetics, or just the promise of something great. Whatever the case may be, here are 15 open-world games of 2020 and beyond that you should look out for. Watch Dogs: Legion. Not even delays could dull the potential of Watch Dogs: Legion. Slated to arrive later this year, it's set in the UK as DedSec recruit followers to topple CTOS and the government's surveillance. The key gameplay mechanic is being able to recruit and play as any NPC, each with their own unique perks, abilities, and stories. It's wildly ambitious, especially in terms of the overall scripting and gameplay variety done. Expected later this year, Watch Dogs: Legion will be coming to current-gen platforms along with the Xbox Series X and PS5. Next, Assassin's Creed. Rumors always make the rounds about the next Assassin's Creed, but this one is particularly hard to pin down. The reports generally agree that it's set in the Viking Age, but whether it will have co-op, a second player character, or even the loot aspects of Odyssey and Origins is still unknown. Rumored to release this year, the next Assassin's Creed, whether it's called Kingdom or Ragnarok, has a lot to live up to. EVERSPACE 2. Foregoing the roguelite approach of the original, EVERSPACE 2 touts a large, handcrafted open world with side missions, loot, and an array of challenges. Choose from a variety of ships across numerous classes, customize them to your heart's content, explore high-risk areas in search of loot, and engage in trade on the side. With gorgeous visuals and the same fast-paced combat, EVERSPACE 2 looks to be a worthy follow-up. It's out in 2021 for PC first, with a Steam Early Access launch later this year. Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is something completely different for Sucker Punch Productions. Set during the first Mongol invasion of Japan on Tsushima Island, players control samurai Jin Sakai as he embarks on a campaign to repel the invaders. Slick combat and narrative elements aside, it's the expansive and gorgeous world that's caught our attention thus far. The lack of waypoints puts the focus back on exploration and discovery, with Sucker Punch touting this as the biggest game it's made by a wide margin. Ghost of Tsushima releases in QT or Q3 2020 for PS4. The Elder Scrolls 6. Pretty much nothing is known about The Elder Scrolls 6, save for rumors of it being set in Redguard. Announced at E3 2018, Bethesda has confirmed that the sequel will release after Starfield and will likely skip this console generation altogether. With all the nonsense that Bethesda Game Studios has been up to, namely in the Fallout 76 department, there's a mix of high expectations and skepticism all around. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild sequel. Snatches of gameplay footage tease a darker story, but we're just about as confused about the setting as anyone else. Nintendo has confirmed this to be the same world as the first game, but whether Zelda is playable or not, what's going on with Ganon and so on is still a mystery. Still, as a sequel to one of the most acclaimed open-world titles of all time, it's hard not to get excited. Starfield. A major open-world title from Bethesda with no gameplay footage, information, or indication of release? Where have we heard that one before? For all our ribbing though, we do know that Starfield is coming before The Elder Scrolls 6 and will be set in space. It's been in development since work on Fallout 4 was complete, though whether it hits this generation of consoles is still unconfirmed. Expect something, even if it's another teaser at E3 2020. Gods and Monsters. Another delayed Ubisoft title, Gods and Monsters leans more into the Greek mythology presented in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Other foes like Cyclops, Hydras, Gorgons, and Harpies await, but Phoenix will have different mythical abilities and weapons to help out. With a large world and dungeons to explore, Gods and Monsters looks interesting. It's currently slated for Xbox One, PS4, PC, Google Stadia, Xbox Series X, and PS5. Elden Ring. To say that From Software's Elden Ring is highly anticipated is an understatement. Almost everything we know about it sounds like gold. Whether it's Game of Thrones writer George R.R. Martin teaming up with Hidetaka Miyazaki, or the gameplay being a natural evolution of Dark Souls. Exploring an immense open world, that too with new mechanics like combat on horseback, sounds equally enticing. Now all we have to do is see the actual gameplay. Dying Light 2. Despite a delay to an unknown date, Techland's Dying Light 2 is still a game filled with potential. On top of the core parkour mechanics from the first game, along with an improved grappling hook, player choice is a much bigger deal than before. Will you defy other factions and supply water to your friends, opening up new areas and threats in the process? That's on you, and the city will change to reflect your choices. Dying Light 2 is currently slated for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. CYBERPUNK 2077. What can you say about CYBERPUNK 2077 that hasn't been said already? Night City offers a variety of districts to explore, from the posh and security-heavy city center to the slums of Pacifica teeming with gangs. There are dozens of narrative side quests, open-world activities, and details to take in, even as your every decision impacts your direction. CYBERPUNK 2077 releases on September 17th for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Google Stadia, and hopefully it'll be worth the wait. WB Montreal's next Batman game. Numerous teases later, and we're no closer to learning about WB Montreal's new Batman title. It seems to involve the Court of Owls, but rumors indicate that it's also a reboot, which would make sense given how Arkham Knight ended. The question is, when is it going to be announced, and will it come to current-gen platforms? Far Cry 6. Ubisoft indicated that it would ship 5 AAA titles in the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2021. Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters are confirmed. However, reports from none other than Kotaku's Jason Schreier indicate that new Assassin's Creed and Far Cry are also coming. An E3 2020 announcement could be in the cards with a release in 2021, but we'll have to wait and see. Atomic Heart. Mundfish's Atomic Heart takes players to the Soviet Union in an alternate 1930s period where technology has thrived. As a special KGB agent, the player must investigate Plant 3826 after it's mysteriously gone silent. For all of its crafting and RPG mechanics, Atomic Heart also offers a large world to explore, from the Altai Mountains to the vast underground. While it doesn't have a release date, the title is in development for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. EVERWILD. Rare's EVERWILD is the studio's first single-player adventure in what feels like years and takes place in a fantastical magic world. Exploration consists of venturing across the landscape with various flora and fauna while encountering creatures like deer with fungi-like antlers. Puma-like animals can be threats, and mysterious ruins also loom. Though lacking a release date, EVERWILD is coming to Xbox One and PC. And that wraps it up. If you like what we are doing, please consider subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to switch on the bell notification icon. That way you will never miss out on any of our videos.